Kara of the Pleiades, coming together as promised. I am Kara. And I come to be with you at this time, indeed these changing times, even though you may be finding it harder and harder to continue on, to continue to move forward, to continue to believe in the promises that have been given by all of us, and many, many other sources have been telling over and over and over that yes, the light has won. You only need to continue to keep moving forward, keep being in the moment. You will find, as you continue to do that you are part of this plan, this great universal plan. Actually a larger part than you might even possibly imagine at this point. For all is coming together as was promised to those of you that volunteered to be here so long ago. Promises were made after these hundreds or even thousands of lifetimes here in this evolutionary pattern and program here in the earth. You would find yourselves one day, one moment, where all of this comes to an end. For the third dimensional mission finally collapses. Here you are at that point. Sananda has called the finish line. Here you are, right there, finding it at times difficult to keep moving on. It is like you've been running a marathon, mile after mile struggling. And then you see the finish line. And it will push you to the limits that you didn't even know you had. There only takes that adrenaline rush now. And the adrenaline is the energies coming in. Yes, it can be difficult at times, we know this, for we ourselves went through something similar to this long ago. All we can do is watch from afar and assist wherever we are able to. We cannot cross that finish line for you. We cannot run the race for you. You must continue to run the race. And for any race, there is an end. There is a finish line. As you have heard many times, once you cross that finish line, you will likely, because of who you each are, will likely turn around and assist ones that are coming behind that may be having more difficulty with those energies, with that adrenaline. You will be there to put out your hands and assist them. Carry them even if you need to. Many, many are destined to cross this finish line. They're destined to make their ascension. Is not only you, those of you the way showers, but the many that will come after you, various ways to follow. Just as John the Baptist paved the way for Yeshua the Messiah, the Christ. Then those of his disciples followed after him, and then many, many more, is somewhat the same. You, each of you are the John the Baptist. Each of you are the way showers, the ones to pave the way to the Christ consciousness and mastery. Those of you that can carry the Christ consciousness know that it is a tall act for all of you. Be in this position. But think of yourself at this point as those disciples of Yeshua. Think of yourselves in that role. Continue to move forward in the moment, moment after moment. And in one of these moments all truth will become revealed. I am Kara. I leave you now. Peace and love. Let you continue to strive for this end. Don't give up now. The ending. The finish line is so close. End of channeling session with Kara. Cosmic expansion. Since I was asked to activate the crystal pyramid keys and codes a few weeks ago and transmitted this on Saturday, last week, things have escalated into an enormous acceleration of the ascension process, with more powerful solar flares which have come pouring in, with the sun plasma energies, and the earth changes. They are all simultaneously happening. As the old disintegrates more and more, and the new is replacing the old, but on much higher dimensional frequency bands. From what I understand from my own highest ascended masters etc. is that this is all part and parcel of the divine master plan now coming into fulfillment on earth. What this means for each of us is that we will feel ourselves now called into accelerated highest loving service, no matter what you seeming ages on this planet, for in truth the aging process is being reversed, as our new 12 strands of DNA are being fully activated for our new solar crystalline light bodies. The transformation and transfiguration process are not only happening in our physical bodies, but, as the earth reflects our own bodies, she is now truly going through a whole accelerated process of change, as she is being incorporated into the higher dimensional new earth. It is the same process as the butterfly undergoes to be birthed and come into form and being, just on a much vaster scale. I am feeling this intensely now, as souls will suddenly find themselves remembering more and more who and what they in truth are, and then being asked to live this with every breathing moment, and to step fully into their soul powers, with love. There are no half measures any longer. This is a total activation in ways we may not even realize right now. With this, many souls will feel themselves now being asked to not only accelerate their highest loving service work on planetary levels, but to consciously ask to expand this into galactic and universal highest loving service as well, and become aware of this. These souls are already serving in this manner, but now will consciously be doing this as the ascension process is accelerating. And according to Diana Cooper, we are even ahead of schedule now. The greater cosmic master plan is on track in unprecedented ways, and therefore our cosmic, infinite soul is now asked to step fully into its true magnificence, to truly live and anchor in their ineffable soul knowledge, wisdom, and lovingly bring your expanded mission and purpose into form and being, in the here and now, for the new golden age. With joy, with inspiration and with love, ever holding the vision of leaving lasting golden footprints behind wherever you go, and stepping into the fullness and magnificence of the truth of who and what you are, at soul level. You are living love. Message from the angels. Life happens. Our stories color our world. My dear friends, we love you so very much. Each of you upon your planet Earth is a brilliant storyteller. Hundreds of times in a given day, you tell yourself and one another a variety of stories about life as you know it. Some of these stories are factual. Some are entirely made up, although you might believe them to be true. Some are empowering. And some pinch you off from the steady stream of life, love, and well-being. Whether factual or not, the stories you tell affect your mood and your vibration, and, as a result, they will become the stories you continue to live. It is of great benefit to you to repeat the stories that lift you up, empower you, and make you feel good about yourself, life, and others. It is of great detriment to repeat stories that pinch off love and make you feel bad. While you may feel the need to process difficult or upsetting events in your life for a while, be careful of the stories you repeat often. You would much rather star in your own fairy tale than in your difficult and dramatic story. Life happens, and you write the stories around it. Your ex takes off with your money, and you get to tell the story about it. My horrid ex ran off with all my money, and now I'll never catch up on my bills is a story that ensures your future victimization and lack. My ex ran off with a lot of money that was mine, and while it has made life difficult in the short term, I know God has my back, and I will create an even better life. I'm glad to be me, and I'm glad to be free. This story is a powerful affirmation that you are open to receiving help and assistance from the universe. The first story disempowers you. The second one empowers you. They are both based on fact. They are both based on interpretation. They will both become the story you live. When you find yourself repeating a story about life that doesn't make you feel good, challenge yourself to tell a better one. Instead of saying, "That jerk cut me off in traffic. These drivers are all crazy," try telling yourself, "Wow, that person is in a rush and somewhat unconscious about their driving. I'm glad I am protected. I'm glad there are kind drivers on the road. The day is too beautiful to focus on one person behaving badly. I feel blessed." These stories are both based on fact. They are both based on interpretation. They both affect your day in vastly different ways. Be cautious about the stories you make up about life. So often, you assume you know another's motivations or intentions, and yet you are always filtering others' actions through the bias of your own life experience and conditioning. Someone might look at you and make a face that looks as if they disapprove. If you feel good about yourself, you'll wonder what is going on with them. If you feel insecure, you might assume they are judging you. Perhaps, in reality, they simply had dust in their eyes. Someone might make an unkind or rude comment. You can tell the story about how they don't like you and disrespected you, or you can tell the story about them having a hard day and you having compassion. Both are based on fact. Both are based on interpretation. One renders you a victim. The other one makes you a loving hero. You get to choose. You are also concerned about the truth, when, in reality, there are as many truths as there are human beings who believe in them. Yes, the sun is shining. But to your astronomers, it is a display of explosions on the surface of your star. To the lay person, it is daylight. To the depressed person, the brightness is a hideous assault on their senses, and to those with skin cancer, it is something to be feared. To those who love their time on the beach, it is warmth and beauty. These stories are based on fact. They are based on interpretation. They create a vibration of empowerment or victimization. You get to choose. So whether you are telling yourself stories, as you all do, or hearing the stories of others, ask yourself, does this resonate with me? Does it lift me up? Does it empower me? Does listening to people's opinions about one another help me make good decisions, or does it cloud me from feeling my own truth? Ask yourself, does listening to the opinions of experts, be they experts on diet or politics or medicine, raise me up or drag me down? Instead of obsessing about the truth or the facts of a given situation, pay more attention to how it affects your vibration. This is a difficult paradigm shift for most to make. You have been conditioned to believe that you must know the truth or the facts about a given situation to react appropriately. However, dear ones, we are working with you very strongly to help you stop reacting to life and start creating. Instead of allowing your own stories or the stories of the world to attune you to misery, choose stories that attune you to the best that life has to offer, so, in turn, you can attract the best. There are many unpleasant and sordid facts in your world, but also many wonderful ones. There are many ways you can interpret anything you witness or hear, and many ways others can do the same. You can drive yourself crazy sorting through all these opinions, or you can choose deliberately to tell and pay attention to the stories that raise you into a vibration of love. In so doing, you will be writing a fairy tale for your life instead of living in the drama the world presents you. And dear ones, you deserve this goodness and grace. You deserve to live out the best possible story you can tell yourself about life. God bless you. We love you so very much. The Angels. Overcoming challenges to following our heart energy. Currently humanity is facing chaos, pandemics, riots, demonstrations, and threats of war and revolution in many countries. People feel vulnerable, threatened, and fearful. How does one live in the matrix of these energies, and be the disinterested observer, while projecting love, forgiveness, compassion, and joy, as a state of being? The atmosphere of fear is a negative polarity, low-frequency energy, which we can transform with positive, higher-frequency energy. We can elicit this alignment at will, if we practice doing so by being in a state of joy. We radiate that feeling and transform our life experiences. We are multidimensional beings who can be anywhere we focus our awareness. Only by our deepest fears and traumas are we limited. Once we recognize our limitations, we can lovingly forgive any grudges, knowing that all of our experiences have been for our learning, and ultimately for the expansion of our conscious awareness. Everything depends on knowing who we are in our essence. In our current state of being, this is not obvious to us, but we are capable of realizing it. Throughout the centuries, many spiritual masters have lived among humanity. They have told us that they are of the same essence as we are. They could be locate at will, perform miracles on demand, even raise the dead, and they said that we can do all of these things, and more, once we know who we truly are. Further proof arises from the experiments of quantum physicists who have determined that consciousness is the source of everything, and we participate in universal consciousness. On this level, everything is known, and our personal abilities are infinite. How can this be? Currently most of us appear to be victims of our circumstances, but it all depends upon our beliefs and perspectives. We are here to learn mastery under difficult conditions so that we may never feel intimidated or be defeated again. It is a psychological game and a containment of consciousness that we have devised and are playing together. In our true selves we could never take this game seriously, because we know that we are eternal, infinitely powerful creators and fractals of the consciousness that creates everything. Deep inside, we know this, and we know our true identity. We just have to make our way through the propaganda and false beliefs that we have acquired about ourselves. We set up this artificial container of consciousness to be as real as possible, complete with systems of religion, politics, education, and indoctrination to hold us in a trance that we cannot escape from unless we are powerfully motivated to find out the truth about ourselves. The awakening must come from within our own realization. There are many ways to travel the inner path, and all lead to our freedom from all constraints, and the realization of our eternal presence of awareness with infinite ability as participants in the consciousness of the Supreme Creator. This is the basis for the realization that unconditional love is the most powerful and transformative force in existence. It is the natural essence of everything, which is why we are drawn to the feelings of love, joy, and peace. There are no random accidents or happenings. We are being asked to pay attention to everything and understand what is going on. Every dimension has a plan that we participate in. What matters is how we react, receive, or just observe what happens. We are naturally sovereign beings and energy modulators, and nothing can affect us adversely without our permission. By being aware of our heart energy, the love, and the joy, and the gratitude, we become the observers who naturally have an expansive awareness and acceptance of every scene and experience that we encounter. The part of our lives that seems to be outside of us is a reflection of our state of being, the vibratory spectrum that we live within. We can intentionally be aware of feelings of higher vibrations. This awareness attracts experiences of the same quality, eliciting higher frequency feeling situations or energy patterns. Darkness doesn't actually exist apart from our attention, personally and collectively, by which we contribute our life force. It's just a low-frequency spectrum which doesn't feel good to be in. If we find ourselves in this kind of environment, we'll feel motivated to leave and look for a better feeling space. If we can't leave, we need a strong intention to be in the light, to envelop our being in light and love, withdrawing our support for the dark energy and transforming our presence by aligning our vibrations with the consciousness flowing through our heart. SorceryOfLight.com. The other videos are in the English video playlist. Help me spread the light. Click like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.